Hey guys, Daniel here from Next Level Life, and today I'm going to be talking about Dr. Howard Gardner's theory of multiple intelligences. Now, when most of us think about intelligence, we think about intelligence tests or IQ scores or maybe about geniuses throughout history like Albert Einstein. However, intelligence tests like the IQ test often only cover a small fraction of the topics that make up intelligence. As Dr. Gardner's theory of multiple intelligence points out, there is more than one way to measure intelligence, and I'm going to be talking about the 8 of them she mentioned today. The great thing about the theory of multiple intelligences is that it's found that we all have a certain level of intelligence in each of the categories, and all of them can be improved throughout our lives. And that point is something I haven't seen covered in many videos online, so I'm going to give you a few ideas on how to improve your intelligence in each of the categories today, as well as talk about some careers that work well with people who have a lot of intelligence in each particular category. So without further ado, let's get right into the list. The first type of intelligence is the one we're probably most familiar with, and that's the logical and mathematical intelligence. Logical and mathematical intelligence looks at our ability to work with numbers, understand patterns, and reason critically when confronted with problems. Generally, if you have a high logical or mathematical intelligence, you're likely very precise in your work, you take very organized notes, and probably find yourself doing really well in school since it's one of the most highly valued types of intelligence in a school's curriculum. Bill Gates and, of course, Albert Einstein are 2 examples of people with high logical and mathematical intelligence. One of the best ways to improve your logical and mathematical intelligence is to use it more often in your everyday life. This is why teachers had us take those arithmetic tests every week in elementary school. Your brain, not unlike your muscles, are strengthened through repetition. When you want to become stronger, you work out, and logical and mathematical skills are no different. They are strengthened with practice. The second type of intelligence is linguistic intelligence. Linguistic intelligence relates to our ability to read, write, and talk to others and is another highly valued type of intelligence in schools. In fact, one of the primary focuses in the very first few years of school is developing this type of intelligence. And people with a high level of linguistic intelligence are great storytellers, and they tend to be able to pick up new languages as well as their own native languages faster than the average person. J.K. Rowling and Tony Robbins are 2 examples of people with high linguistic intelligence. A couple of exercises that will help you strengthen your own linguistic intelligence is to keep a journal or make up stories and tell them to people. I've personally found the latter to be a little bit more helpful since I could see what parts of the story were engaging to others just by their reactions, but both will help. The third type of intelligence is visual or spatial intelligence. Visual or spatial intelligence is the ability to create a visual image of a potential project or idea and then act on that vision. Think of it as the ability to see something in your mind's eye and then act on it. This type of intelligence is especially common among artists, filmmakers, scientists, and even architects. This is because all of these professions require you to be able to envision what something is going to look like or how it's going to function before it actually exists. Leonardo da Vinci and Steven Spielberg are great examples of people with high visual and spatial intelligence. Some exercises to improve your visual and spatial intelligence include making maps or diagrams, playing video games, particularly first-person shooters, and using visualization techniques such as predicting what a piece of paper would look like when it's folded. As a side note, there was actually a great TED Talk done about how FPS games can actually affect your visual and spatial intelligence. I'll leave a link to it in the description below if you want to check it out. It's a little long and touches on other effects of video games on the brain which are somewhat related to this, but not exactly what I'm talking about here, so you may want to skip to the 14-minute mark of the video. That's where they start talking about the visualization tests. The fourth type of intelligence is musical intelligence. Musical intelligence is exactly what it sounds like. It's the ability to compose songs, sing, and play instruments. It's usually found in composers and performers like Mozart, Elvis, and Elton John. Some exercises to improve your musical intelligence include regularly reading and writing poetry, as it forces you to focus on things like rhyme and tone, or you can just sing in the shower like I do. Either way. The fifth type of intelligence is bodily or kinesthetic intelligence. Bodily and kinesthetic intelligence refers to the ability to use one's own body skillfully or as a medium of expression to solve a problem. We see this type of intelligence every day, whether it's a sports star dunking a basketball or a child counting on their fingers to solve a difficult math problem. Exercises that will improve your bodily and kinesthetic intelligence include basically anything that incorporates movement into the activity. This is especially important when learning new things, as many studies have shown that incorporating multiple senses into learning activities actually helps the activity sink in deeper and stay with you longer. The sixth type of intelligence is interpersonal or social intelligence. This intelligence looks at the sensitivity one has towards others, along with their ability to work well with and understand others. Larry King, Oprah Winfrey, and yes, even the new US President Donald Trump are examples of people with high social intelligence. Now, social intelligence has always been important, but it's perhaps more important in today's global world than it has ever been before. And it can be improved through activities like sharing or watching videos on how to improve yourself like the ones you are now. The seventh type of intelligence is intrapersonal intelligence. This differs from interpersonal intelligence by focusing on the ability to understand, work, and communicate with yourself as opposed to other people. People with high levels of intrapersonal intelligence are generally very intuitive, self-motivated, and may go against the grain. Philosophers, gurus, and writers generally have very high intrapersonal intelligence. Plato and Socrates are both great examples of people with high intrapersonal intelligence. Luckily, there are many ways to improve your intrapersonal intelligence, but some of the more popular ones are to keep a journal, or start practicing meditation, or even reading books that address the issues you're trying to solve. The eighth type of intelligence is naturalistic intelligence. Naturalistic intelligence looks at our ability to distinguish among living things such as different types of plants or animals, as well as our ability to understand weather, geology, and other things in nature. As you can imagine, this type of intelligence is particularly useful in farming, biology, anthropology, and animal training careers. Charles Darwin is a fantastic example of someone with very high naturalistic intelligence. Interacting with nature is probably the best way to improve your naturalistic intelligence, and this can be done in a variety of ways, including planting a garden, visiting the zoo, going hiking, or taking care of pets. So those are the 8 types of intelligence as originally proposed by Dr. Howard Gardner. I would like to note that some people have added a 9th type of intelligence to the list called existential intelligence, which focuses on our capacity to tackle deep questions such as the whys and hows of life and death, or the meaning of life itself. So which type of intelligence are you strongest in? Which one would you like to improve the most? And what topic would you like me to cover next? Leave your answers in the comments section below and be sure to subscribe for more videos like this every single Friday. Thanks for watching and have a great day.